YouTube, what's going on? We're back with more of the First Descendant. We got Bunny out, rocking her Bionic Fuel build. Go over it in full detail. Obviously, everything is time-stamped in there for you guys. This is just a very fun alternate build to use in replacement of, your high voltage or your electric condensed build that you may be running. The Bionic Fuel build is very fun. Different mechanics to use, so different trigger modules. Again, there's mechanics within the build that are a little bit different than the other Transcendent modules. So it's very fun. Again, it's an alternate build to use. If you're looking for something fun to run, it can take out the higher level content. I've got a showcase run here of the Supermassive Receptor, but I feel like it really shines if you're farming 400s or Void Erosion Purge Stage 10s and you're looking for something else to use when doing that. This might be the build for you. So you guys appreciating the content, you guys are liking the videos, please feel free to turn on those notifications, sub to the channel, drop a like. Alright, this is my Bunny Bionic Fuel build. This is just a fun alternate build. If you're trying to switch it up between your electric condense or your high voltage build that you're using. This is unique to the fact that it uses a different trigger. Or at least I use it with a different trigger module, and the mechanics are a little bit different because it sucks a little bit of your HP as opposed to reducing your MP, so you're able to utilize again a different trigger with this build. Again, very fun build. It's not it's not going to hit as hard in the higher level content as it does the lower level content. So I like to use this when I'm farming 400% dungeons, or in this showcase run here I'm using I'm doing it in a Void Erosion Purge Stage 10. Again, just trying to farm some of those low level cores, for weapons, etc. So to kick things off, we run this with the Singularity Reactor. Our ability primarily is, with the mobbing is tied into Singularity. So we're just trying to, really max into that for the mobbing aspect. I run this with the electric skill power boost ratio and the skill cost on the roll. I run this with a 4-piece Slayer set, again just trying to take advantage of that maximized skill power. We do take a little bit of a skill cost, but again we make up for it within our reactor, so it kind of offsets it a little bit. And again, when we're inflicting enemies, it has a set chance to inflict tow as well. So it's very nice when they get bunched together. We're able to obviously drop one of the throw bombs on them and utilize the damage better within them. Very, very cushy build. As you can see, we're rocking 73,000 shield with just around 6,000 or just above 6,000 HP. So it's very nice, especially coupled with the mods that we have in there for survivability. It's a very cushy build. You'll have no problem again taking out 400s or the Void Erosion Purge Stage 10. I do have a showcase run where we are taking out a Supermassive Receptor run as well. Sub 10-minute run. Again, very cushy build. So you are able to use this in higher level content. It's just not going to hit as hard, or you're not going to get the crazy clear times for it. But again, very cushy, very fun build to utilize, and it's different mechanics than the other two builds as well. So with the Arche tuning, I like to run this with the skill build. Again, switch it up a little bit in the mutant slot. So I do have it capstoned with the electric impairment mutant cell. In this build here, we've got the cooldown capstone. Again, we want to make sure that we're looping all of our abilities, our our lightning emissions and whatnot are on a perfect loop. We'll go over that, and obviously we're capping off with some skill power, running into some duration. We've got some skill cost. We're into the range, and again just moving around. So I'll just leave that up for a quick second. But that's the Arche tuning path I like to use for this particular build. Inversion reinforcements. I like to run this with the survivability. Again, we're running this with the where we're sucking HP out. So I actually have this on the recovery node instead of the MP node. So we're just kind of offsetting that a little bit, and then we have our MP dog, which covers us on the MP regeneration. So you could switch it up and run the double MP if you want. Again, with this particular type of build with a trigger module. Again, the lower the MP you have, the higher the skill ratio. We'll go over that in a minute. So again, having this on a recovery, it's a good little alternate. Again, switching it up from the norms. And again, we want that skill cost reduction because we are running the Slayer set where we do take that bump. So anything that we can do to offset that skill cost is king. So again, fellow, running this with the MP fellow and the Descendant modules. So we'll start with the trigger module. Again, I run this with the Arche leak. This is the difference between them all. So again, our lightning emission, this is where we're doing our mobbing and stuff like that, is a continuous damage type skill, and our throw bomb as well as our continuous damage type skill. So again, as it says, when using a continuous damage type skill, Arche leak grants Arche leak. When Arche leak is active, hitting an enemy with a continuous damage skill, just went over that, skill consumes MP, right? The skill power modifier increases proportionally to the difference between current MP and max MP. So that's why I was saying that the lower the MP that you have on there, kind of the better for damage. We are getting it back through the continuous damage each time you defeat an enemy. With Arche leak, you consume it, but then you also regain it at a certain interval as well. So again, as you can see, we've got the the cooldowns at 15 seconds. We've got our skill cost reductions, and obviously our skill power increase relative to the amount of mana that's being consumed, or MP that's being consumed at any given time. These two things kind of work in conjunction. One's consuming your MP, and instead of having them both consuming MP, you got your Bionic Fuel consuming your HP. So it kind of allows me to use the Arche leak within this build as something, again, different and unique to Bunny. Again, I don't really see too many people rocking the Bionic Fuel. Again, not going to be the craziest hitting build, but just a very fun alternate build to use. So that's kind of it in a nutshell when it comes to the Bionic Fuel. Again, as you can see, reduces the speed of light, but consumes HP instead of MP, so we don't run as fast, consuming MP instead of consuming HP instead of MP. Arche leak, we're consuming MP to gain skill power modifier as well as some skill cost reductions. Killing enemies give us, consume it, but as well give us a little bit of it back when Arche leak is active. So these are the modules that I have set up for it. I like to, obviously we're running this with a Transcendent module, Runner's Resolution. I do have a good one again, speccing fully into Singularity. We have some shield in there for the survivability, as well as max HP. We're consuming HP, so again, even though it's in blue, it's nice to have that little bit of an HP bump within the build. Singular skill power would be great, so maybe even some fusion in there, but all in all, not too shabby of a Ancestor module. So when it comes to the ultimate modules, I like to run this again, HP collector. While defeating enemies, we're recovering instantly recover 9% of max HP. Again, we're consuming HP now with this, so it kind of offsets that aspect of losing the hit points while we're defeating enemies. So you kind of feel pretty cushy when you have this mod equipped. And I run this with the Decimator. If you really wanted to go all out with the survivability, you could run this with an HP module as well, like a HP increase or HP stimulant or stimulated HP, whatever the hell that module is called, and really take your survivability through the roof if you're having survivability issues. I swap that out for a Decimator. Again, just electricity is a debuff. We get the extra 50% on there. We're just killing enemies all over the place, so that's pretty much active the whole time. And then we run this with our amplifications, electric and singular amplifications. We've got our skill cooldown. We've got another focus on singular again to help with that skill cooldown with the loop, which I'll go over in a second. Speccing into singular, which is where we want that power for the mobbing. We've got some survivability and power within the spear and shield. You got your defense, your skill power increase, raw skill power increase, a little bit of range with your skill expansion, and again raw skill power with the power increase at 65%. So like with everything with Bunny, when it comes to your lightning emission, as you can see, you want your skill cooldown at at less than your duration. So we've got a 20-second duration, and we've got an 18.8 second cooldown for the perfect loops. Sorry about that. So that's what keeps everything going. A nice cooldown on our thrill bomb at 6 seconds. So every 6 seconds we're able to get that procced and in the enemy's faces. So yeah, that's all the modules that I currently use with it. Again, you can mix and match whatever you want to. Again, it's a very I don't see too many people rocking the Bionic Fuel build. This is kind of, you know, what I put together for it. And again, it hits in high level content, but it really, again, shows its teeth in, you know, avoid erosion purge stage 10 or VEP stage 10s, some 400s if you're, you know, farming some of those 400 missions. Nothing crazy with the weapon. Again, you're not firing the weapon. It's really about the just a couple of sprint speeds I have in there. I got the grappling hook in case I need to use the, you know, utilize the spider bunny technique where I can just stay in the air. The grappling hook, you know, decrease allows it to replenish in time. We're able to just stay up in the air and yeah, just hit them from range. So nothing too crazy with this build. Again, we're not really using it for anything other right now than the 2 sprint speed cores that you see there and the grappling hook core as well. So that's my bunny Bionic Fuel build. Fun build. Hope it helps. Hope you utilize it. Enjoy.